Bear with me a minute. Our live stream is not connecting in YouTube.
Didn't you have to sort that system last Thursday?
Yep, and I don't even know how we fixed it, and
I never know.
It's doing it again.
How I find things.
Okay, I got to try putting in a different streaming key, so bear with me a minute here.
Okay, Marie just joined us, so she may want to share something. I'm not sure.
Oh, hello everyone. I haven't prepared anything else than the presentation. But isn't Sweta is here and Lizzie is here?
Yes.
Yes, so I think everything is under control.
Everything's under control, other than we're not able to broadcast to YouTube, so we'll have to upload a video afterwards, I guess.
Okay. I think the videos are at the end. Anyway. But you might have some videos to share.
Right, and now you.
No, what I'm saying is we're not able to stream to YouTube, so there's no YouTube video today for the YouTube.
But will
broadcast.
we be? It will be on YouTube later.
No, well, yeah, we'll have to upload it from the Zoom.
Yeah.
Or from the live stream.
Yeah, but
okay, there's something wrong with the streaming.
I understand. Yes.
Okay.
Right. So now you have 4 people here: Mashfaq, Jacko, Marie, and me. If anyone needs a filler, or need room to put something in, or they want to talk about it.
Okay, well, we're broadcasting on live stream, but I can cut this part out. So let me begin the broadcast then. Okay, we'll start that now.
Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness, by giving, will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what God promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy. with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees, that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine, irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve, become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 300th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond. I'll be host today along with Mark as co-host. Thank you, Mark, for coming back to North America to be with us here. And we're celebrating, in a way, the 300th continuous workshops in a row here every week of the One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace. And congratulations to members of the Universal Council for being here for 300 continuous workshops. That's a big milestone. Another milestone is that members of the Universal Council have been in London, England, for the Ambassadors Conference. So we hope to hear from them as well. So, big day today. Let's get started. I'll open up the program here, and let's begin with members of the Universal Council.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. Yes, welcome, the beauty and totality. Welcome. And welcome. Suswagatam, as in India says, when we welcome somebody, then welcome to the beautiful energy, beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome to the beautiful energy of all knowledge seekers, or we can say universal knowledge seekers. And welcome to the beauty and totality of one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Welcome to the beauty and totality of all soul in existence. So here I will say a few words that peace is not a matter to discuss anymore. This is not a discussion. This is imminent. So we are here and peace is here. So be it, so it is. No more discussion anymore. So thank you so much. And I welcome Diane, my dear. Welcome to share your experience of beauty. Diane, hello.
Yeah,
welcome.
I didn't
Welcome,
know.
my dear.
Okay. It's an experience I went through, like when I can't remember, it was in 1986 about. I was just standing in my living room looking out the window and my daughter was playing. And all of a sudden there was the light changed. All of a sudden there was the light and the feeling of the presence of God was like, it was so powerful. Like I think I fell to my knees, I can't remember. And that took me on a journey that led me here, thankfully. Like, because I didn't know much about religion except my grandmas went to church and I knew a little bit. I think I remember Sunday school, but all I remember is playing in the sandbox. And so I went on a journey, I fell deeply into it and I went to the Bible and I tried to understand like what was happening. And I tried to understand in the purest sense the Christian movement and everything. And I couldn't find it out in the world. I couldn't, like, it wasn't in the churches that it took me. I went across Canada, I moved because my friend lived there when she was younger. And there's the same thing. And then my journey brought me back to BC and I kept searching and then I had to look into women and the church and all the fallacies about what women and stuff. And I questioned everything. And then my my questioning led me to other religions to search. And I saw the oneness in all of it. And I thought, and then when I was in Merit, I was watching, I can't remember TV. I didn't have many channels, but there was like a local channel, and I had this Baha'i thing on, and there was all the religions and even the native teachings were in there. And I thought, oh, that's awesome. And then I learned about Baha'u'llah, and that was awesome. And I held firesides and everything, but that wore away. Like nothing came of it. Like, so I kind of fell back into normal, whatever, living. And then it was the Keshe Foundation. This was years later. And then like in searching for Christ in the real meaning of like Christ is in Baha'u'llah and he's in Mr. Keshe, like it's the soul or whatever. And that was, it's been very enlightening and very overwhelming. It's hard for me to share because I'm going back a long time. But it's been a wonderful journey, and I thank Mr. Keshe so much for bringing out the truth. Like it was in some of the teachings was in religions, but it was all messed up. Like I'm so thankful for Mr. Keshe for the truth. Okay. I don't know what else to share about that experience. It was so powerful. It changed my life, changed my outlook, and it changed, well, the search kept on. It's still on because I'm still looking for that part of me. And I'm going to be quiet now because I'll just ramble on. So I thank you for listening to this, my memory and my experience. And I'm so glad we're here, and I'm so glad for every one of the knowledge seekers who's trying to make a better world. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, my dear Diane. Thank you. Oh, beautiful experience, my dear. You have shared the transmutation of light. Oh my God. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing, my dear.
Okay, thank you.
One or the other way, yeah, you're welcome. One or the other way, we have the U-turn came all in our life, and we have chosen this path of peace, light of enlightenment. Indeed. Thank you, my dear. And I welcome Lisbeth for the reading. Thank you. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste.
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to the be part of the universal community. And thank you so much. Today, 300 is a magic number, a special number. And thank you for all souls. The weekly take a time for possible that workshop. Thank you. That class is from 511. It's the last teaching from Mr. Keshe. Mr. Keshe, the whole purpose of the teaching, the first understanding, is to expand this energy beyond you than holding inside you. It has already been inside from the point of the birth for the time of inception. It is how we can expand it, and that in its expansion we connect to what we call universal magnetic fields, get it somewhere, and then put it back in the cage again and take the dimension of physicality. You have to learn how to allow this energy to expand beyond you physical boundary. As long as it's inside you, you are still conditioned to the mother condition of you are the people. Yeah, that is my problem. That is exactly my problem, Mr. Keshe. That is the problem with everybody. You are not the only one. This is what we've been trying to teach. This is what we've been trying to expand what we call, how do you trust yourself to expand this field? That when it interacts with the environment, this is different than the physical environment. Because then you interact with the magnetic fields or whatever is available connected to you. You can travel down the line, decide where you will go, decide which line you open, who we talk to. And then if you decide to use as means of communication, it stays as a means of the communication. And if you decide to use it as a means of transportation, you transmute, you go to another position. It doesn't mean you want to go back in becoming physical, but you can decide when you arrive. And you want to still be on dimension of what I call the fields. And one day you decide you change back to physicality, or you never want to change back to dimension of physicality. Then you don't need to call it a dream, because when you call it a dream, you have control, but you don't connect to your physicality. Something else happened to me somewhere else. But when you expand your energy dimension beyond yourself, you see the physicality inside you. So you control the dimension of physicality. You are in charge of it. And you will go to learn how to expand this. How to allow this external, what do you call, feel to embrace your physicality. And that is fear. It happens to use as the point of death. It doesn't cover the body of the man. It has a direction, it moves out. And more or less, that's the end of it. But when you go through the expansion of the fields, then you are in charge of it. It embraces the whole body of the man. At the point of death, is directional. It leaves the body. There is no return. And now you have it. This is weak, even here. We have broke is a number of systems which is going back, or what is to be the versus universal body enhancement spaceship units. And technology seekers continuously use it to see how the field, how they expand, and how they can control the expansion. And can we control the expansion in conjunction with the physicality? This is part of the systems. Now when it gets used by the patients of the doctors, they connect in one dimension, they expand the soul. In the other dimension, through the dimension of physicality, we fix the body through headphones that you have, your Apples or whatever else. It's a hybrid in a way, the way this is. But this time the dimension of the energy, what we call the soul of the man, is in the charge of it, not imprisoned. We understand the emotion of why we got ourselves into this condition. At the moment, when you go to the doctor, he gives you a pill, handless physicality, or they apply with the chemicals in your brain to control your emotion, your anger, your depression. It's the first time where we can integrate both the soul of the man with the physicality of the man. And then you understand how your emotion has created problems of the physicality, to what extent. Thank you.
And very soon, now that these units for the first time are getting out, in conjunction with the facilities which we had before with the headphones that you can put on different parts of your body, we will see a revolution in the world of science, a revolution in the world of medicine, where we control both the energy, the emotion, the soul, and the physicality. And we understand what we are doing to ourselves. both in the dimension of the emotion of the soul and the emotion of the physicality. So you have to understand. You have to trust what you do. The reason you can't let it come out, maybe it is an experience, and 99% is fear. When it comes out, when I'm going to do with it, I want to put back in the genie back in the bottom, or do other people see me as something strange. Till we get to do that point, till we understand this, we need a process of trust, learning, and then applying. Then at the end, the energy doesn't see inside. You live a physical life and you are aware of the dimensions of the fields. It's like when you drive a hybrid, electric, or a petrol car. You decided when to switch, but unfortunately, you can't use both at the same time. This is the first time it happens when you control both. You are aware of both. Until more and more people learn about it, let them call you crazy. But now they understand why you talk crazy. It happens. It's not crazy. It's something they don't understand. They are not. You call it privilege to it. And then they find a solution for it. And this is the process of what I keep on saying, where are in that position now. For the first time, from this, what we call week of teaching here, with the new systems going out, with the people who operated the systems and the doctors who are going to use it, and people who bring the patients of the doctors together can physically connect the soul of the man and the soul of his physicality, and the physicality of the man together. What would take 3 months, 6 months before to do the headphones? The way it was done up to now, it should be done within few days, because you become aware of what it is, and what is soul stops, what the soul of the physicality stops, what emotion has created these problems. This week on, we see another evolution in the world of medicine. And we need to do this because gradually, as we developed it, as our people learn, as we learn it, we have gone into a process of, in a way, understanding, handling the soul of the man, and the physical of the man, and connect them together the way we see it. It's not in there. You don't need to dream to go to see your grandmother, to love it when you were young and she died. Now you can clearly go and see. You don't have to wait one day. Next 10 years, 20 years, you might see the grandmother again. Thank you.
Okay, could we just spend for a minute? I think we lost Rick and we're not recording. I'm not sure. Can anyone verify that? Elias? Rick Crammond just joined us back.
He's coming back, yes.
I just noticed, Rick, that the recording had stopped when you left, I believe. It says recording paused.
Mark, can you promote me to panelist?
Okay. Okay, Rick, I need to make you host. Are you on temporary power or was that some glitch? Let's see if Rick can reach us on his audio. He has the presentation. I'm just on the iPad. He's probably trying to get reestablished. Elias, any comments?
Hello, can you hear me, Mark?
Yes.
I think we have also lost the streaming to YouTube. Maybe somebody can have a look at also this one.
Okay, John is here. Let's bring John in. I think we're going to have to wait for Rick. So the recording is suspended. Maybe you want to go back even to the point where Rick dropped out. And that way he could maybe seam it together. Probably about halfway through Lissy's reading, but not sure.
I see Rick in the panelist list. So
yeah, we're waiting for him to open his mic.
Okay.
Let us know where he's at. Okay. Rick must have started the recording. Okay. Lissy, would you like to reread any part of yours and then Claudia will continue on? I think that's about where Rick dropped off. You can just pick a spot and we resume.
Okay, read again.
Yeah, halfway through.
Claudia,
Okay.
if you
I don't know.
if you
I
can,
don't know
okay.
because Claudia, you have a time, Claudia?
I
For
can
read
read
again?
it, Lizzie. Yes.
Okay. Maybe
you.
you read. Oh, okay. I can read, and after two you read. Okay.
Right, we're just resuming the one
Okay.
planet, one nation, one
Okay.
race.
Thank you, Mark, for you stay pending all the time. Thank you so much. Okay. That extract is from 511, last teaching from Mr. Keshe. The whole purpose of the teaching. Yes.
Rick is still not ready, so please wait a second that we can really.
I'm
set
so
everything.
sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Thank you.
No problem. He's just writing in the chat. He had a big crash.
Yeah, he had a big crash. The recording is on. He can't hear us yet, but perhaps he can work on that while she reads. I know he didn't.
Okay. I'm ready.
Comes.
Oh, yes, I see now.
Just brought the background back in. Okay. Rick, if you can hear us, we'd like to proceed. You can put a yes or no in the chat, but the record, since he resumed the recording, I would imagine he wants us to continue.
Okay. Because at the screen say recording in progress.
Yes, I believe so. That's correct. So please continue.
Okay.
We're just at,
Yes, repeat. Okay. That extra say from 511, last teaching from Mr. Keshe. Mr. Keshe, the whole purpose of the teaching, the further understanding is to expand this energy beyond you than holding inside you. It is already being inside from the point of the birth, from the time of initiation. It is who we can expand it, that is in its expansion, we connect to what we call universal magnetic fields, get it somewhere and then put it back in the cage again and take the dimension of physicality. You have to learn how to allow this energy to expand beyond your physical boundary. As long as it's inside you, you are still conditioned to the married condition or where you are. The people. Yeah, that is my problem. That is exactly my problem, Mr. Kate. That is the problem with everybody. You are not the only one. This is what we've been trying to teach. This is what we've been trying to expand what you call, how do you trust yourself to expand this field? That when it interacts with the environment, which is different than the physical environment, because Then you interact with the magnetic fields or whatever it is available connected to you. You can travel down the line, decide where you will go, decide which line you open, who talk to, and oh my God, you can travel the line. Okay, decide where you will go, decide which line you open, will talk to, and then if you decide to use as means of communication, it is starts as a means of communication. And if you decide to use as a means of transportation, you transmute. You go to another position. It doesn't mean you want to go back in becoming physical, but you can decide when you arrive. And you want to still be on the dimension of what we call the fields, and one day you decide to change back to physicality, or you never want to change back to the dimension of physicality. Then you don't need to call it a dream, because when you call it a dream, you have control, but you don't connect to your physicality. Something else happened to me somewhere else. But when you expand your energy dimension beyond yourself, you see the physicality. Sorry? Okay, that's correct. When you expand your energy dimension beyond yourself, you see the physicality inside you. So you control the dimension of physicality. You are in charge of it. You go to learn how to expand this, how to allow the external, what do you call, feel to embrace your physicality, and that is fear. It's happened to you at the point of death. It doesn't cover the body of the man. In that direction, it moves out. And more or less, that is the end of it. But when you go through the expansion of the fields, then you are in charge of it. It embraces the whole body of the man. At the point of death, this is directional. It leaves the body. There is no return. And now you have, this is why this week, even here, we have brought with a number of systems, which is going back on what is to be the UVESUS, Universal Body Enhancement Spaceship Units. And the knowledge seekers continuously use it to see how they feel, how they expand, and how they can control the expansion. And can we control the expansion in conjunction with the physicality? This is part of the system. Now, when it gets used by the patient or the doctors, they connect in one dimension. They expand the soul in another dimension, through the dimension of physicality. We fix the body through the headphones that you have, your apples or whatever else. It's a hybrid, in a way, the way this is. But this time, the dimension of the energy, what we call the soul of the man, is in charge of it, not impressioned. We understand the emotion of why we got ourselves into this condition. At the moment, when you go to the doctor, he gives you a pill, handles physicality, or they play with the chemicals in your brain to control your emotion, your anger, your depression. This is the first time where we can integrate both the soul of the man with the physicality of the man. And then you understand how your emotion has created the problems of the physicality, to what extent. Thank you.
And very soon, now that these units for the first times are getting out, the conjunction with the facilities which we had before with the headphones that we can put on different parts of your body, we will see a revolution in the world of science, a revolution in the world of medicine, where we control both the energy, the emotion, the soul, and the physicality. And we understand what we are doing to ourselves, both in the dimension of the emotion, of the soul, and in the emotion of the physicality. So you have to understand, you have to trust what you do. The reason you can't let it come out maybe is inexperience. 99% is fear. When it comes out, what am I going to do with it? I want to put back the genie back in the bottle, or do other people see me as something strange? Till we get to that point, till we understand this, we need a process of trust, learning, and then applying. Then at the end, the energy doesn't sit inside. We live a physical life and you are aware of the dimension of the fields. It's like when you drive a hybrid car, electric and a petrol car. You decided when to switch, but unfortunately, you can't use both at the same time. This is the first time it happens. You can control both. You are aware of both. Until more and more people learn about it. Let them call you crazy. But now they understand when you talk crazy, it happens. It's not crazy. It's something they don't understand. They are not, what you call it, privileged to do it. And then they find a solution for it. And this is the process of what I keep on saying. We are in the position now, for the first time from this, what we call week of teaching here, with the new system going out, with the people who operate the systems, and the doctors who are going to use it, and people who are bringing the patients or the doctors together can physically connect the soul of the man and the soul of physicality, and the physicality of the man together. What would take us 3 months, 6 months before to do the headphones, the way it was done up to now, it should be done within few days. Because you become aware of what is, and what is the soul stops, what the soul of physicality stops, what emotion has these problems. This week on, we see another evolution in the world of medicine. And we need to do this because gradually, as we developed, as our people learn, as we learn it, we have gone into a process, in a way, understanding, handling the soul of the man and the physicality of the man. They connect them together, the way we see it. It's not in there. You don't need to dream to go to see your grandmother you loved when you were young and she died. Now you can clearly go and see. You don't have to wait one day, next to 10 years, 20 years, you might see the grandmother again. Thank you.
Now you dictate. At the same time, you feel the emotion of touching her. To you, the people who go through this process will become tangible. People who harmed you, people who damaged you, people who created the problems, that it led to your fibromyalgia, it led to your different psychological conditions in this way. You connect to the souls and you can physically sort it out. We will see a massive change in the whole approach of the world of medicine from now on. Now we have the systems. Now we have doctors who monitor from outside and the people who monitor from inside, which is you. You're aware of both, so let the soul loose and just don't be saying it's inside me. I can feel it. Now you have to allow the expansion of it. But how you do it? What fear stops you doing it? It goes through this process. I always said the cat, the dog, the lion does not pay water charges, electricity charges. They don't go to get paid for the water they did. Why shouldn't the man do? Why do we have to carry a piece of paper to tell us we have a passport? And where can we live and others can bomb us because of the wrong color of the passport and imprison us. The implication of this new headset will bring a revolution in a way man handles man. 1 second, you're in New York, and the next second, you're in Beijing, and the rest. And this is what our colleagues in the Chinese structure tell us. We need time to learn. We need to understand what this will imply. But the beauty of it is, Chinese have no control of it because knowledge seekers in England, knowledge seekers in America, knowledge seekers in Russia already use it. So it forces the governments to come together to find a common solution for man. And then it comes to a game, which is to be played in the members of the Universal Council. And then we'll see, maybe in 10 years' time, once this technology, once these headphones, once this, what we have signed contracts with the Chinese government, with the defense side, comes into operation with the space. You will see changes that nobody can control. The reason for it is these teachings. It's a problem with everyone, how to separate the emotions of physicality from the emotion of the man, as is in the soul of the man. The problem is, again, you get too busy with one and you forget what created the other one. The soul of the physicality comes first in the creation of man, because the soul is not created to coordinate everything else. When you get the egg and the sperm, when they come together, they don't have enough energy from themselves to split. They gather that energy from the energy of the womb of the mother. In that process, you call it one chromosome is less, or one chromosome is more. To the world of creation, that one creates a magnetic field difference that allows the motion of the fields. In the world of medicine, you always, oh, this is man, and that's woman, and you have one chromosome less. They don't understand. God doesn't know chromosomes. God understands the work of the transfer of energy. So the one which is one more is have more fields into it. By the law of the physics, in trying to bring balance between the two plasmas that become twinity, it creates a motion of the fields in between the two. And that motion, because of the size of the egg and the sperm in the womb, absorbs energy from the field of the mother. Thank you. Shweta?
I'm sorry, I have to. Yes, I'm going through it. Thank you. And I'm reading. From the field of the liquid within the womb of the mother. Now more energy received. There is a certain size the bag can be. It explodes in a way, it divides, and then now you have 3 eggs. Now you have 4 eggs. Now it gets faster and faster. But there is no coherent condition. It's just single cells. Working together, they create a common denominator field. That's the soul of the physicality. That's the soul of the physicality. When it reaches soul of the physicality working together, when it reaches to the point when the totality in numbers increases to the point that now they can maintain life on their own in a way, knowing who needs what first, without just only absorbing from the mother womb energies, then the soul is created. Now it is independent, but the soul of the physicality still operates because the cells are working together to divide. Soul becomes a coordinator. Who goes first? Who goes next? But each section start working for itself. That's separation from the soul and the soul of physicality. Now we understand the process. It's got to be very easy to use the understanding of the soul of the physicality and which part of it we use in the present time. Because you are not knowledgeable, we call a soul of knowledgeable. Sorry, I'm which but the soul of physicality sits. I'm sorry. Call the soul of physicality. But in our soul of the physicality sits the soul of the kidney, sits the soul of the lung, which collectively they interact, they condition themselves for production of the physical life. And this is where the understanding has to come. Our doctors and scientists in the future will separate each soul separately. Just because you have magnetic field of the earth doesn't mean the condition of the earth applies the same whether on Mars or Jupiter. But collectively, as a part of the system, they create the solar system where the soul of it sits with the sun. Or even each one individually has his own soul, his own structure, his own weather. One day in the future, man will understand even the solar system of us with all the planetary system is exactly like the body of man. Some of our planetary system are absorbers of energy from the environment. Play the game what we call the hydrogen. Some play the game of oxygen, a game of the nitrogen, and some play the game of oxygen. And at the same time, they play the game of the kidney and the liver. They dispose of the fields which are in the system, which is not needed, and they reject into the what we call galaxy. There is no difference in the structure. This is how we develop the space technology. Look for which planetary system behaves as what you call the kidney or a bladder, which rejects energy out. We go for the planetary system. We sit in it and we decide which way we go out. You try to get urine out of your heart, it's impossibility. Every solar system, every planetary system, every galaxy, every universe has the same process: extracting energy, taking energy in, recycling it, rejecting it, digesting it in different parts of the system. We have to understand. We just look at Jupiter and say, oh, it's sitting there. Jupiter has a specific job in recycling, absorbing energies, which then become usable to the sun. It's like the outer skins on the skin of the man. We absorb vitamin D in the outer, what we call planetary system. That's their job. How do we feed back energy through? We have not understood. We just call them planetary system. There is a Mars, there is a moon, because we never understood at the moment our Earth is a part of the digestion system of the fields which arrive in. It's not just that we live and there is a planetary wandering around. The earth has its own soul of physicality. The sun controls the soul of the whole system, but we are ignorant to the knowledge. We just say, oh, Jupiter goes that way, Saturn goes that way, but each one has a function, creating the heartbeat, holding the heartbeat of the solar system. So now you have understood where the physicality started. You have to understand where the soul sits. And it's very easy then how to play the two together. You use the playing with one, now you have to understand how to bring the soul of physicality. And in a way, you become ignorant to it. But in a way, you decide to be ignorant to it. Thank you so much.
You change your breathing system to get what we call change in the emotion or the expansion of the soul. But you don't look at what soul of the physicality of the lung plays in that game. How much that puts in or how much it takes from the energy. And where we are ignorant to these things. But now we understand more. We have to pay attention. Then there is no separation in the totality of the knowledge. But you have to decide which one, in which way you want to expand, and which one you want to reduce in the control interaction. I want to touch physically my lover. I stay in the dimension of physicality. I want my lover to feel my love. I go through the soul. We have even learned that much yet. We are still entangling if the soul expands. Then you understand what the true meaning of a soul mate is. You hold the physical body, but you transfer the love, the energy through the soul. Why do we kiss each other? Why do we hug each other? We haven't understood. We don't want to understand, but we would like the benefits of it. When you hold someone, just see how you can change their mind by elevating it, not taking from them. My children say, when you hug, when we just feel so fresh. Because yes, I give so much to you in those few seconds. It is not just a touch. You hold your head against me from childhood. I'm connected to you. So you take more than you can bargain for. Now you understand. Look where you control your physicality and what that physical part changes in the fields, which decides on the expansion of your soul. And then you learn to play. The worst thing nowadays to do is to speak English, because everybody knows yes or no. Everyone says yes, please, and whatever. Even in the back villages of God knows Africa, so we are that way. We don't know. We just assume. We look Iranian, my children, other people's children, grandchildren carry the Iranian name, but they don't even know, say hello in Farsi. And we make assumptions because it looks Chinese, it speaks Chinese. You make assumption that we, the animals and plants, if you, when you look at a tree, realize it, understands more than me, it has more emotion than me. I'm stupid. I have to walk somewhere to find food. This guy stands there for 20 years and he gets the food coming to him. What have I missed? When I watch trees, when I watch plants, I admire them. I love to be a vertical people. They change the color of their leaves. They absorb different energy. They change the direction of they stand, absorb different energy. As humans, we wake up, have to walk to find food. the guy has learned by standing in one place for 100 years, 1,000 years, would come to him. He's much cleverer than me. It's the same in space. Just because you see something, we can't assume. It's the same with animals. We assume we are cleverer, we can go. No. Actually, we are lower. When I look at the plants, I love the way they live. And in the space, we have creatures, we have structures which tap into the universal energy. They never move. You think they are a stone. Where should they move? Because they have everything coming to them. I have said many times, because we can move from the ground and stand up and go back to the ground, we think we have become very clever. Thank you.
And this change of the position in respect to Earth's gravity of lying down and standing up has created dimension of the variation of the fields, which has brought us intelligence. Because when you're flat, you need different energy. When you stand up, you need a different energy. When you bend down, you have a different energy. So our brain continuously absorbs a spectrum of energies. And that absorbing understanding has created intellect for us. Doesn't mean we understand more. And this is the assumption we always make. And this is what I say in the space you interact with your soul. Don't eat me. I don't eat you. It's just because it looks beautiful in physicality doesn't mean you're going to put it in your mouth and eat it. So when you mature to understand, please understand, don't take things by just because you assume. You're in space. When you're on Earth, wherever, respect that plant. This is cleverer than us. Respect that animals is cleverer than us. And then maybe one day we become intelligent enough to understand how they work. As long as we think we are better, we are actually lower because our own ignorance become the tool of our own demise. You'll start expanding your soul. And when you find a matching soul, the matching in a way which can give us as much as you take, then you become a twin. You'll find, and still you've got to be humble enough to accept, I'm taking what he doesn't need, so he gives to me. So he's not higher than me, but I understand that I have a connection with it. Now that you learned about the dimension of the soul, never assume anything, and always enter in the dimension of, I take what I take, I have to give, and be humble to it. Not I have, I'm the best. This is where we are in a big problem of today. We call ourselves the king of animals because we can kick more, we can shout more, and we made a bullet. But doesn't, to me, a cat who comes out and cuddles you and takes your heart has more weapon in it than me standing with a gun. And if we understand this, we deal a physical dimension and we deal in the dimension of the soul. The guy is ugly. That's why you don't like him. But have you tried with the knowledge you have touching with the soul? Now we have two dimensions. Look at the physicality and touch the soul. And then you see if you find the match. Then you mature to the time. Otherwise, you still live in the dimension of what man has been for a long time being. We have this choice. This is now the knowledge. It's a technology. It's an understanding of the work of creation. How come you use a car to get you somewhere faster than walking? But you don't accept that. But you don't accept now. You have another tool. You can still work with the physicality and you have access to the energy of the soul. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll take you home blind, where before you wanted to kick him. What's the need of him who wants to talk to you? Where is he lacking? And this is what we have to educate ourselves with. Don't look at the physicality. I'm just thinking these The systems you make seem to be for the improvement of the creation of the nurseries. Are there any places in the universe that have gotten it right from the get-go? Let's say where it doesn't need improving or elevation? Mr. Keshe, yes, there is only one place, and that's the Creator, where He is, got it right for all the way along. The rest is a process of development and improvement and learning and adding. The only place which is absolutely perfect is when it's within the Creator. And even Him, when He lets it loose, makes mistakes and problem, like humans. So the division becomes a problem, but the source is perfect. Question. Maybe I can't see the forest from the trees because I'm in it, Mr. Keshe. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Diane. Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful reading. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Lisbeth. Thank you, Andreas, Jaco, my dear. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear. Here is the wishes, my dear beautiful souls, and I welcome Mark to read the wishes. Wish, if you may.
Okay. Thank you, Shweta. We, the Universal Council, give from our soul to all citizens of humanity to recognize the energy within, to be able to live according to the condition of our Creator's creation. Our wish is our command.
We are present. Beautiful. Thank you. Now we can.
No?
Yes, yes.
Yes. I read one. We give through our soul unconditional love to all souls in existence. You read that?
We are present.
Shweta?
Yes, yes. And this is, yeah. Thank you. This is Soul Connection, and my dear
No,
beautiful
the
souls,
other
as we
wish.
always
You read the other wishes? I'm sorry, I read the other wish. We hope that transmutation is a normal part of daily life for every soul. Wishes or comment. Thank you.
We are present, my dear. Thank you so much. Beautiful wishes, as always. Thank you. Now we can do the soul connection as we are always doing, and it is always, as we know. So here I will say that focus on your breathing, focus on your services, and focus that we are here to serve, not to be served. Be gentle, be kind. Breathe in, breathe out as receiving and giving, be a giver. And in this position, unconditional love, elevating the souls of all that is in me. So, well, I will say it in Hindi. Maybe it is not exactly, but be in this position of unconditional love. And I will say in Hindi, as a national language of India, I will say that आप अपने इस अनंत प्यार को संजो के इस भावना से कि आप सबकी सेवा में प्रस्तुत हैं, आप कृपया अपनी सांसों को आराम से सुनिए और जागृत होइए और सबके आत्मा के उन्नयन के लिए हम इस बात पर गौर करते हैं कि हमें अब क्या करना चाहिए। सांस अंदर लीजिए और बाहर कीजिए। इसी से आपको समझ में आएगा कि सेवा भाव इसे कहते हैं। और आत्मा के उन्नयन के लिए हम 3 मिनट का आत्मा के उन्नयन का वक्त रखते हैं। We have 3 minutes for this, as in this timeline, my dear, but it is always. Thank you so much, and it starts. Thank you, my beautiful souls. Thank you. Salam, namaste. Thank you for being here, taking the responsibility of unconditional love and peace to all souls in existence. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next slide, Majuri. Transmutation.
Yes, I would like to
Welcome,
say
Jack. Yes.
something to that. Thank you, Shweta. Be the traveler and explorer of deep space on a permanent base. That was written when we came to the first class on Queen Mary College University. It was a week of intensive teachings with Mr. Keshe. And it's over now. I would like to share some thoughts and experiences with you. And first of all, you should know that the group of souls Mr. Keshe gathered, it was so beautiful, intense to feel the connection. We had this connection before, this interconnection of souls. And last week we lived that. It's not only words, but it's emotions and intentions come together. And it was really beautiful to be with all these 32, 33 knowledge seekers, listening to Mr. Keshe and how he went deeper to the knowledge. And it's hard to describe in words. Last months and years, we were talking about it. Interconnection of souls, and London Seminar Conference brought us as participants definitely to the next step. This next step is what we see here, this transmutation. Now the question rises, what is transmutation? Let me tell you, it's not that complicated as soon as we understand it. We know the awakening state, when we walk around, earn our money. And we know the dream state, when we're asleep at night. What we do now is a combination of them both to become the transmutation state. And in this state, there are no limits. Let me give you a little example. Yesterday, before I went into the taxi from the hotel, I said goodbye to lovely knowledge seekers, and the wind was blowing strongly. Then I arrived at the airport, and they warned that due to storms, there will be strong turbulences in England as well as in Europe. When I sit in the airplane, I thought, okay, let's try something new. I put a little bit of energy of my soul in front of the airplane. A funnel chest, plasmatic based, surrounded the airplane some 2 meters more than the wingtips. We took off. We flew 1.5 hours back to Zurich and landed. There was no single turbulence. Now you can say that's coincidence. I can assure you that it was no coincidence. And this is our new reality, dear souls. What we learned last week, I put a little bit together. Transmutation is a state of being. Every atom is connected to every other and even planets and moons in the universe magnetically. In transmutation, you create your reality. Big problems can become big profits. Not profits, profit. Fields interact, become plasma, interact, become elements, interact, become biology. Interact, division of, multiplication of, become souls. And if there are enough souls, they become the creator. We are at that stage now. So when do we take off? Use it and use it wise. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Jaco. Time to take off. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing the experience you have. Beautiful soul you are. And thank you, my dear. And please continue, Mark, if if you want to share your experiences. Well, I welcome you.
Well, it again, as Mr. Keshe said about himself, a UN diplomat or someone at the United Nations said, a guy like you only comes along once every 200 or 300 years, like Da Vinci, for example. And I know the Japanese have said catching a person like you for a country is like catching a whale, or others have said it's like having an oil field. But Mr. Keshe is obviously opening it up to the entire world. He's not going to be locked into one country, although we do have beautiful agreements with the Chinese that are getting worked out for manufacturing and dissemination of the technology in collaboration with other nations too. So it was a beautiful time and privilege to be there with Mr. Keshe and listen to in-depth, more understanding. As he said, the spoon feeding didn't work. He's got to water it down to the, he's watering down the spoon feeding for us. So it's great. We all have it, but yet we all are on a process of understanding more about this whole process. And transmutation may be shown. And he said, if you understand the transmutation, you could appear in Sanya, I think, which is hopefully the next event gathering. So if you have an opportunity to meet with Mr. Keshe, it was beautiful to be with all the knowledge seekers. Everybody's so accommodating. Everybody's so nice. And and again, the conference, the London conference, was quite interesting as well. But I think I'll wait for the foundation to release more and more as they choose to.
Thank you, my dear Mark. Thank you. Of course. Yes, of course. Moshfik, my dear Moshfik, can you say some words? Beautiful
Okay,
words.
I'll add
Okay,
to what
thank you, my dear.
Mark just said. I will take a, let's call it, a little bit of selfish approach. The interesting thing about these meetings is that, you know, we all have to put a personal effort in not only listening to Mr. Keshe, what he's saying and all that, and, you know, we have the travel preparation and all that. So there is a bit of a drama and excitement associated with it. And it's all well and good, but why are we there? We have to ask this question very carefully. Are we there to listen to Mr. Keshe and develop this ability to transmute and all that? is it all there is to it? But we also get the chance to examine why we get there. Is it for me? Is it for my community? Is it for the people of this planet? And, you know, at one point or another, we wore different Universal Council hats and roles. So there is that element there, that this is not just for us. Now, how do we make it not just for us? And as we participate in this meeting, one of the things we can do, and I mean, and this is not necessarily restricted to our physical participation in such meetings, is to, as we listen, is to get a feel for how this connection is with, as I said, our community, you know, and Keshe Foundation, knowledge seekers, humans on this planet, and others as well. And this is something that to me was something that I didn't take into account as much. And almost it came crashing onto me. So it was a bit of a shock in a way. And I haven't even thought about that the confine, that it goes beyond the confine of this planet to other beings, intelligent, whatever we pretend to know about intelligent life form, or think that we know what's an intelligent life form. It's for them as well. And as soon as we start respecting, as we start to learn how to respect these intelligence, other form of intelligence, not like us. Let's look at, you know, on the way back in the plane, I was talking to somebody about this, our conference participation, and we were talking about intelligence life form. And I was telling you, look, you know, intelligence, do we have to go, I know, to some other planet to find, you know, more advanced intelligence and so forth?
Hello. Thank you, my dear Bashvi.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. So, so he was talking about, well, these passports are so important, and, you know, otherwise we can get in. And so I showed my passport. I said, "You call this an evidence of our intelligence?" And so I said, "Look, when the bird travels from one continent to another as the season change, they don't have any passport. They visit their friends and neighbors. They fly with their friends. Information we can't even imagine how they do. And carry no passport. And they have, you know, as they travel to these new climates, they have new experiences, joys and all that, and come back, right back to their home when the season is again back to where it was. There is no passport for them. to show their insanity. So, and I looked at this document in front of me, and I mean, I was in the plane, and I don't have to, I mean, stick myself like them. They don't have to stick themselves in a, you know, in a metal tube, and so these birds, as they exist on the planet now, in many shapes and forms, are intelligence from whom we can learn not to carry the document of insanity, be ourselves insane and behave like intelligence. So this participation in these meetings is like, you know, we meet our friends there, and it's expanding a horizon to see the friends. There are many friends. Birds are our friends, and we can learn from them. The tiny lizard at home that roams around in where I am, you can learn from them how to transmute, grow the leg, grow the whatever. These are intelligence. You know, if you go on internet, you know, lizards are horrible. They're the worst intelligent life form, and you know, in the universe, they do this and that. But this little lizard in my home, well, has been trying very hard to teach me a few lessons. But lizard or what, as long as we appreciate their intelligence, may not be like us, but it elevates us, it elevates them, we all elevate. You know, we don't even have to go to the soul level. It's our participation in simple little tasks that we can elevate ourselves. And so in listening to Mr. Keshe, in listening, all of us have this experience in listening to Mr. Keshe over the years, these little intelligence, aspect of intelligence, we are learning about the evidence of this intelligence, and piece by piece, we are learning to incorporate some of these into our lives. So let us respect intelligence of all shapes and forms, little, big. We have to be scared about, let's say it's a giant, whatever, elephant, or some other life form even bigger than elephant. Do we need to be scared of them? And this is one of the things that's in the back of our mind. You know, sometimes we call them ghosts. Yes, maybe we need defenses from them, but can we learn from them as well? And in due course, you know, we may not be the best friends, but we have appreciation for each other's ability. They exist in another, let's say, another range of magnetic field, unlike us. But as we learn to transmute and move to other ranges, we may become their walking buddies at night. So let us open ourselves to intelligence of all sorts, if we are to call ourselves intelligent beings, and learn these. And transmutation is a part of it, a small part of it. It's not the end of it, and the story, there's a long story coming. And it is intelligent. It's an effort on all our parts to look, see, and find beauty and intelligence, and collect them together and make them what is the universal intelligence. And this appreciation, does it bring us closer to the God or the Creator, or whatever name we choose to call this intelligence? For it is, again, the universal intelligence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you. I apologize for interrupting, but thank you so much. So beautifully you shared, you always do. Yes, the appreciation and respect for each other, we become soulful friend forever. Thank you. This is the transmutation we are going through, indeed. Thank you so much. Any beautiful soul else want to share anything about this?
Yes,
Or
can you
yes.
hear me?
Yes, yes, Stefania, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's nice to hear Mark, Mushfaq, everyone. Yeah. Yes, I want to share as well. By the way, I hope you all had a nice trip back, whoever traveled back. So I hope you had a nice trip back. Yes, so thank you, Mushfaq, for your last testimonial. Yes, I just wanted to say that even for me was a very special experience. Was really nice to meet face by face a lot of people that we always heard just the voice in Zoom. For me, definitely the meeting of last week really make me understand even more how it's important to it is something that we can do, all of us, even who didn't come to this meeting, because we all have the same access to the tools, you know, in ourselves. So it's really really get to know yourself. It's so important. This what for me come out in this last week training, where you really need to we all need really invest time every day. Like Mushfaq said, really the important is the practice, daily practice on really get to know deeply who you are, and that is the base, is the bottom line. So everyone is going his own way to do it, and even Mr. Keshe said we got many tools to get to know better who we are, because that is the key. Once you can feel, once you gain knowledge on who you are, then you will be able to access to different tools to do the same things. So we all try to transmute. Now, people here in the Keshe Foundation understanding that it is possible. A transmutation, it's something that we have in within. We do it every time, you know, we die, people die, so we do it every day. We do when we're born. We transmute in daily basis, but we're just not aware of it. So it's something that we all do, and we just have to learn how to use this machine. And so our body, you got everything you need inside you. So that's why it doesn't matter where you are, or doesn't matter which position financial situation you have. Luckily, the less you have, sometimes the better, because you're forced to use your body. Because when, for example, I make example, for example, the Shaolin Temple. But for example, if you're gonna access to the heating system, you have to use your body to heat up yourself. If you're gonna access to food, you have to find a way to feed your own self, through the fields. So in one way or another, our life push us on passing level. Even if you're in the city and you are in the middle of, we have to learn doesn't matter if you're in a city or you're in the middle of the desert, if you're poor, if you're rich, you're always gonna have during the day something will happen to you, or you will be in a situation where you have to pass level. So there are no problems. There are, you just find for solution. So definitely this was my main learning, where to get to know our own self, because it's really the only way, by doing. So we have to practice. Whoever wants to achieve this transmutation has to be practiced every day. Every day has to be practiced. The good stuff have to be practiced like every day. Like every day, the sun rise, every day, and the sun every day rise, every day. You eat every day. You going to sleep. The best, the good, the things that as relating to what we try to achieve are being done every day. So we have to practice every day, and I'm sure you will be able to answer, because what I found, I was noticed the class, no, me included. We all have a question, but when you have a question, it's because you didn't practice. Because when you practice, you don't need to ask any question, because through practice you will answer your questions. So if you have a lot of questions, it always means you didn't do enough practice. Practice, as I said, can be anything, whatever your culture or your wherever you are. You will have a different way of practice. Other things I want to say about the training. Yes, also really for me it was very useful to have a Mushfaq as a roommate. and there was Dean as well, also be with him, and Emmanuel. We're all sharing the same room. So we talked a lot, and really get used to change, see things in a different ways. That we have to come out of our usual way of see things. So it was between us was a keeping remind us of the fields. If you think at the fields level, how life is, how you interact in your daily life when you think at the fields level. And the Mushfaq was really good to give a lot of example on that. But we need to also, I recommend everyone to see if you can change the way also you think, your habitual way. So, but not because your way that you think is wrong, is because we have to learn to think in a different way. Because Keshe said something very interesting. He said, how come no one thought about do the guns of smell, for example, So, or when we were using the headphone, he was looking for people who were using the headphone in a different way. So we need to stimulate our own creativity and our own imagination. So we have to break habit. Everything you do habitually, see if you can find, everyone has got one way to do things. Maybe we can find 2 ways to do the same things, or 3 ways to do the same things. So we have to break the way we think to be able to introduce a new way of practice or new way of see the world around us. And then another things that I will, something else, I just try to think something that we all can do. Doesn't matter if you come to the training or not, because we got the benefit that all of us has got his own plasma unit. You got your own plasma unit with you. So we are all the same level. So another things that Mr. Keshe I thought was very useful, and I start to practice this since, and it did work so far. So by every day is a new day. So he said, and this is said many times in the public teaching as well. So he said that, so now you know that the dreams are not dreams. So we have to come out of the idea to just underestimate what happened at night, So now we know that a dream, when we dream, is not a dream. Is actually a part of our own life, but in a different state. So we can play with this. So you can start to prepare. It was said it's like when you prepare your bag for a trip. For you go into vacation, or like happened to us, we have to go to the training. So everyone the night before prepare their bags to go to the training, and then we prepare our bags to go back home, no? So the same, it's he recommend us, now that you know that the dream is not a dream, you can prepare. So in the night before going to bed, you can prepare, you can decide what you want to dream, you can decide what you want to achieve from your dream, because you know that when you dream, it's not a dream, but it's you at the soul level. And also, he recommend to see if you can bring your physicality with you. So there are many things we can all do. No one is excluded, So I really invite everyone to also practice with their dreams, to play with it. Like see if you can decide. For example, what happened to me, I'm not always dream. But for example, since I've been back for the training, I thought, okay, I need to practice now, because I didn't practice much on my previous motion training. In my previous motion training, we practice and then slowly we let it go. I let it go. Maybe I should talk about myself, but I don't want this mistake twice. So if we wanted to achieve the transmutation, if we want to achieve the world peace, we need to practice daily. There is no other way. So what happened? What I did, I start to say to myself, okay, tonight I want to dream. Simple. I didn't put any condition on what I want to dream, but I did dream, because usually I don't dream, or I dream rarely, or usually I dream when I had an announcement unit, or when I did this type of training. But then slowly I go back not dream anymore. So I start to do some homework. No, okay, I want to dream, and it did happen. So maybe next time I'm gonna say I want to dream about this person. So my suggestion is we have to practice. So number one, find any way you can to get to know yourself by feeling. Like feel your organs, feel what happens when you eat, feel what happens when you move. Really focus on feeling a sensation and emotion, because it's got a very important key in how our body work if we want to transmute. So emotion, we know now, is one of the key, no? Then if we want to transmute in energy field, we have to become familiar with the fields. So yes, you have your normal life, but interact also more at the fields level with anything. Make a games. So with Mushfaq and Dean and Emmanuel, when we were talking in the room, we were pretending okay, we don't have the guns with us. We pretend we can do what we do with the guns without the guns, because we are a body was got guns inside, So there is a lot of stuff you can play with. We got big toys to play with, So I just recommend this. Just practice, and maybe we can use this meeting on Tuesday to. This is just idea to if anyone want to share any practice, because we can give a different ideas to each others, or we can stimulate each others to practice in a different way. So I really would like to keep this common sharing of different way to do stuff to reach the same goal, because we can inspire each other. Because for me, it was very, very important to be in an environment with a lot of people where we think similar, where we want to achieve the same goal. It was very nice to speak with everyone. Every day I was learning from everyone, Mr. Keshe, but from all the people that were there, just talking and hear a different approach, different way of thinking. So we should keep this. So that's it. Sorry. Thank you so much.
Well, Stefania, I will add to them, because Stefania went into a lot of things, and you know how Stefania is. Once you are in her field. I was in London, and here I come. I just arrived like an hour back. 2 hour back. My plane landed, and I'm in this meeting. The whole field is again enveloping me. So so we have to. Once this catches onto you, there is no way of escaping it. So when you attend these meetings, just remember, Stefan is always there with you. So anyway, the one of the things that Stefania talked a lot about practice, and I have done also talk a little bit about this practice thing. So Stefania was saying that you have to practice every day, all the time, and then she started talking about dreams. That's not something we practice during the day. No, I'm just. The thing is that practice is not something that we can do during the day or night and all that. It has to be part of our being in a way. The thing is that we have a very unique situation here in transmutation and playing with these fields, which did not exist before. It is that we have a lab, which is our body, with all kinds of devices in there, all kinds of instrumentation in there. And we don't have to pay anybody. It's always with us. We don't need to open the door to see, and it's lab time, put on a lab coat on. None of those. It's always with us. So it's daytime, nighttime, and in between. What do I mean by that? We are more physically aware, our physical presence, physical activities during the daytime. We're much more conscious of it. But I'm one of those people who could care less about dreams. And this is also new to me. But at night, our soul's journey, which is our dream. Now, that's the soul. We can become more aware of it, all the things that Stefania talks so well about. And then there is the other element, which is that in transmutation, what we are doing is we are linking these two worlds together. So as we transition from physical to the soul world, as the day turns into night, we are looking at it at this transition from the physical awareness to more of a soul awareness. And there is this twilight zone where we can connect the two. This is something, it's a setup of our lab which is different from any lab we can. The lab has all these moments of doing special things that at special times. So this is one of those where we have the possibility of linking the physical soul of physicality with the soul of man. Similarly, when we come out of it, it's the other way. We are going from soul to physicality as we wake up. So there is another opportunity there is how we do the transition from the fields of the soul to the fields of physicality. And so the practice, as you know, Stefania just said, practice every day. It's not every day. What she was saying is that practice nonstop. And this is, it's not too much because we don't have to prepare. It's just there. Our lab is always with us and we can always try and test things out. And so I'll end this. This is, since we are talking about practice, so I did a interesting practice with a friend. So right before I flew here, so one of our friends in that meeting, he was living somewhere else and we wanted to do something together. So I told him, look, and both of our phones are foreign phones and we don't have good, phone doesn't really work. And then, then I went to meet him at this underground station. And when I got there, it's a massive station, it's 4 exits, covering several blocks and all that. I said, how do I said that I will meet at the end exit of this train station to my friend. And I said, okay, this is impossible. There are plenty of exits, some inside mall, some inside a business facility. It's just especially with luggage on with me. So then, and I said, okay, I will do it with a soul-to-soul connection. I'll find him here. And, we did. And he found a mall, shopping mall where there was a Wi-Fi. He was trying to send Wi-Fi messages to me because Wi-Fi still we could manage. But I didn't pay attention. I said that, I have to get rid of this old habit of using ancient technology of mobile phone and stick with this our field technology. So when I made this effort of engaging my field with the field of my friend, it was very quick. I found them in this crowded, massive place. And he has given up hope that we will meet. So anyway, so this is part of a practice of, when we go somewhere to meet someone, we connect up with the soul so that we don't land on their head or kick them as we land in front of them, and things like that. So it was very fascinating. It's an immediate application of our fields, and this is in the midst of things we do daily. We can do these things, and this is what we have to find out, what we have to figure out. How do we use our fields as we wake up in the morning, as we go do things in our days, as we retire in the evening, perhaps even very tired, because tiredness is one time when certain senses gets very enhanced. So this is not also a excuse. It's actually an opportunity to explore these fields, and so there are a lot of opportunities, as Stefania would say, 24/7. So although she didn't say it, I'm just using her words because she talked a lot about practicing, and her field. I cannot avoid her field now, as you can tell. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mushfaq. Is exactly you said very well. Like it's true. We have to be, be good, think good, act good. Yeah, being. Yeah, learn how to integrate it in our own life. Yeah. So I'm glad you meet up with your friend. But yeah, that is true, no? Because these things happen. Did it ever happen to you? Did you meet up a person you know in the middle of somewhere that is impossible location? Yeah, yeah. Or you think about someone and they call you straight away. Yeah, we should. We should, like you said, maybe practice was not the right word, but definitely being and really feel this. Thank you so much, Mushfaq. It's always nice to hear your voice. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Mushfaq. Can I say something right now, or should I wait?
Yes, of course, of course.
Well, thank you, Shraddha. So last week I learned remote viewing. I took the classes, and before I took QHD, quantum healing, quantum hypnosis healing technology. So why I do those things? So I'm constantly looking, finding something. And why I do that? Because from my childhood to now, there was a lot of things I couldn't explain. It's happening constantly. It's still happening. But I'm looking why is happening, how is happening, and what is that? My understanding, you have to be curious enough to know first, then we can start everything. Because when a lot of stuff happened to us, each of us, everybody have experience, different kinds, but we never look for that, why it's happened, and why it's happening, and how it's happening. So when I was little, my parents, before school, they hire a mullah. Mr. Keshe always say mullah, those kinds of teaching, the religious teaching. So he teaches us a lot of things. I learned almost all Islamic stuff, like 5 years. But when I was learning, my parents told us to learn, our brothers, sisters, and us, we are learning. But only me, the question came to me, whatever I am learning, there is a problem. Because there is a rule for man, there is a rule for woman, and there is a lot of division. But I still learn everything, but inside my heart, there was a big question mark. There is a problem. What is that problem? So when I grow up little by little, so in the world, in the school, college, everything, in the culture, everywhere I got problem. And there was a lot of stuff happening, but our parents say, don't say anything about that. So right now, at this age, when I'm in the Middle East, I learn whatever they teaches us, everything is wrong. And they just brainwash us, nothing else. I see the world totally different way. And my experience, we always think we are separate being. Actually, we are not separate being. And we goes to all dimension, knowingly or not knowingly. I have gone a lot of places. And then I saw my past life, I think so, present life too, future life too. I know right now there is no time, no past, no present, no future. It is happening to me. And each of us can experience those when we open our heart, when we open our soul. We will experience, every one of us, because we are one. So how can we train us? A little bit ago, Stefania telling us to get training. I'm telling my experience. How can I get those experience? Mostly, I'm open-minded always, and I'm not a religious person. I see everything one, and I see everything in myself. I always told in Bangla the teaching, I'm everybody's and everybody is mine, because I feel and I keep that thing in my mind, and I feel that way too. I never feel everybody is separate. So that's why my mind is open. And when I don't have to meditate now to get experience. I can get anywhere, anytime, if I open minded and feel good. So but first I have to get another state. That state is like I go to that time in meditation, and then I feel whole my body part by part, and then I open my everything, like skin, cell, everything, whatever I can lose, make it soft, loose, and everything can come inside me. I welcome everything. That way I get experience. And suddenly I get a tingling in my hand, and then full hand, and then full body, something goes around. And then sometimes I tell my heart, sink in my heart. That means I feel inside my heart, there is another heart too, small heart in the down. And then I feel the upper heart is sinking to the inside. And then there is different kinds of experience. I can go other places that way. And all my time, all my day by day, I gather the experience. The small from here, small fragment from here, and then at the end of the day, I conclude everything. So whatever I conclude, I'm explaining now. I felt we are one, and if we want, every one of us can get the experience, and it is happening to us. We never really see that, we don't believe that, that's why we don't see that, but it is happening to us always. Just believe yourself, and everything is part of us, so we are not separate. So that is my way, and I want to explain to you. if anyone get help from it. That's it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, my dear. Great help indeed. Selena, my dear, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Yes, we are part of everybody. We are one. As Moshfe, Stefania, Jaco, you were sharing, Mark was sharing, the whole world is involved in it, you know, like everybody is in this focus of benefit of all and in this transmutation of light. And then we know it is the creation we are doing. And of course, because of this, we can understand the abundance, the universal love, the abundance. We can feel that all the way, the whole world, even the cosmos. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you. And
Yes,
I will also, yeah.
No, thank you so much for what just been said. I remember also Mr. Keshe really said to us, for example, there were some people in the health sector, and he said, you have doctor, because we all tend to focus a lot in one things, in the things we are doing, but it's true, we have to really, it's very true what you just said, that we have to feel like a one, we feel this oneness, but also we have to be aware about also nature, animal, everything, you know, just become aware of everything around us, not just be good in one things. But yeah, I really agree with this. I don't remember the name of the girl she just spoken. Can you remind me her name?
Selena.
Selena, yeah,
Selena,
Selena, thank you so much, Selena. Very, very good. Thank you so much. Very beautiful. I really very beautiful what you said. Yeah. So yes, I just want to say this, that yeah, we have to think about everything, not just one thing that we are good at, everything. Yeah, and keep that mind or this totality. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, my Rick, as time is
Hello.
Forward. Hello. Okay, Mehran.
Hello. I cannot little. No, listen. I cannot little.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
Okay, thank you. At the position, Mr. Kett explained many times, and of course, we are knowledge seekers, and all the time, I see the division most important for the culture, the religions, and the society is division, because is the moment you take it under control us. When you discover you not have a division, it's all equality, is terrible for the dominators, because you get up the control. You yourself, you take a decision for yourself. For that, and when you take a division, you point the view all the time is for what happened about that. And many times you point no is concentrate about the you unify with you and unify with the other. For that reason, all culture, all societies create all the time division, women's races, and women's and men's and whatever it is. But the plasma technology, of course, is the soul technology, and teach us about it's only one. That's it, completely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear Elizabeth. Thank you. Yes, this oneness of the one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. We are all in it. Thank you. And because of the time, so far is a limit is going on. We are crossing the limit in a way. But then we can skip all the presentation for now, my dear Rick, and we can present it in the upcoming One Planet, One Race for Justice and World Peace. And if anybody else, any beautiful souls, I apologize, want to share something, please do jump in now.
Yes.
We are the community. Yeah.
Yes, I'm Salomea. Nice to hear
Oh, Salomea.
you. How are you? Everything is okay with everybody,
Yes.
as far I understand.
Yes.
A big hug from Romania for all knowledge seekers. I'd like to ask Stefania and who was to the conference maybe to say something in 2-3 hours, like the conclusion of the conference, if it's possible, if today, if not other time. And to add something that our planet, blue planet, is like a fractalic toroidal field, and is all the time in connection with our fractalic toroidal field of soul of the man and soul of physicality, and with fractalic toroidal fields of all suns of the galaxy, of the universe and universe in one big toroidal field, fractalic toroidal field. And we are light. We are frozen light and we are liquid light. I mean, all the crystals which are embedded in our pineal gland, in our eyes, in our hearings, in our bones, these carbon crystals had a big memory. And this memory is like water. In our body, we have water. And this water has is also light, is liquid light. And crystals are frozen light. And all what we feel, but we can't touch, is gas light. So light can be in any, how do you say, any kind of matter. In this way, we can transmute because we are light. We are a plasma of light. Light is a plasma in movement, and we are a plasma in movement. We are light. All human beings of this planet and of the universe and unicos are just light. And this is transmutation. When you go from solid to liquid to gas. Similarly, when you go from matter to emotion to this dark matter, and you become principal matter. And this principal matter is just our soul, this field of all potentialities, this unique field, which is fundamental, and there are all informations, all memories stored in this universal bio internet. So light can memorize, and can memorize what? Informations. So we are light, we are information in movement from the principal matter origin. Through emotions, we can frozen this light and become physicality. This physicality could again, through emotion, become what? A field. Become a principal matter. Be entire soul, expand our soul at the level of totality. And when all we are at the level of totality, we are one. We transmuted all beings of the planet, and the planet also at the soul level, at the principal matter level, and we become one. And this is peace. This is a definition of peace, when we can transmute and become this entanglated field of love. We are love. It is important knowledge when we are in this state of frozen light. But what is important is to feel through emotion love, and become a big force of this universe, the force of creation. And dance, in order to create, dance of creation means dance of love. When love dance, we become peaceful people. When we love everybody, and when we realize that we are united at this field, subtle field, which is principal matter. It's consciousness, it's soul, it's God, doesn't matter the name, but we are this, together with the planet, and so together with the creator and creation, like the cup of the universe, like the cup of the universe. Thank you very much, and I am waiting for Stephanie if she can share something for me, because I came late. I wasn't able to hear in the beginning. Thank you. Much love.
Thank you, Salomia. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And
yeah, Salomia, I think the most indicated person is Mushfaq. he shared it much better than me. Because now also we are very late, like we're already over the deadline, because Rick has been here for more than 2 hours and he's working very hard. So what I recommend definitely to maybe release in the workshop, unless Mushfaq want to say it. Sorry, Mushfaq, I put you in it, but you explain it so nicely. Even Salina explained it so nicely, or Jaco. I just said in 2 words that you have to just practice how to know who you are and the dreams. But if anyone wants to say anything.
Thank you very
thank
much.
you, Stefania. Oh, thank you, Salomia. Well, in the upcoming One Planet, One Race, my dear, we can discuss more about it. Salomia, as you requested, we will talk about it more, as there's a limitation of time.
Yes.
Is that okay, Salomia?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Of course.
Much love.
Yeah, much love to you too. So, Rick, we can jump into the last presentation, last slide. No, we have
Perhaps-
to skip all the.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
we can mention the workshop coming up, the Transmutation of Light workshop
Okay,
on
okay.
Friday, November 24th. And as it says in the text here, in this session, we try to show the possibility of creation of light through the interaction of the fields within the body of the man and its environment. So it'll all be about that creation of light. And that's 500 euros plus the VAT. Whoops. And people are welcome. They can check that out at the Keshe Foundation store. There's a link at the, well, you'll find it there with the various links. I can post that in our chat here as well. Okay, let's move along.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you. Transmutation of light, beautiful. Now we can skip to the last. Thank you. Please join. Please do join, beautiful souls. It is also has been done as we have discussed about it, my dear. Here is, we are here to serve, not to be served, beautiful souls. The Universal Council. This is Shweta Anbar. You see Hindi language. And I welcome you all to the beautiful beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, organization. Join, follow, merge, love, hug, Keshe Foundation. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute, my dear.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here today for the 300th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice on Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. It was a great 300th anniversary, I guess, of this weekly program, and lots of wonderful testimonials from the ambassadors meeting. So thank you all for sharing today, and thank you for attending as well. Okay, let's see, our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, and that starts tomorrow, Wednesday, November 15th, starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time, and that's open to newcomers and old-timers with the plasma technology. We cover a number of topics and are open to new ideas and try to combine it with the teaching of the plasma. Okay, I think that's all for our announcements right now.
And then we have to do some dance for the celebration.
A little bit of song and dance here. Yes,
Please
indeed.
do
Look at
dance.
That means
Slow in the
the
music.
Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version, which we like to go out with here. And once again, thank you all for being here today. And we'll see you in another public teaching workshop. Hello?
Okay, Rick, I'm sorry. And say thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rick, Mark, everybody, for 300 workshops. Always week here. And thank you so much again. And wait for many, many, many more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth. All right, just get this lined up and we'll go out. And may everyone have a lovely day wherever you are. Bye for now.